Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video, we successfully created one of the seeder, and here I passed the three of this data, that is a demo data, as a admin, agent, and then for the user, right? Now we have to work in our factories, and that is our user factories. So into the user factory, you can see there is one of the field as a name by default. Now that will be created some of the fake name in here. Right now I want to also if you want to add that username, you can pass it. There is an email. Automatically it's now created some of the fake email as a unique email. There is a safe email, okay, which is fine. And then I want to also add our another field. Better I copy it, like, because here there is also another field like as a photo, the phone, address, okay, here, and for the role and for the status. Now also I want to assign some of the fake data. If you want to do this work, then we have to work in our user factory. That is a by default password will be one of the hash password. It means the password, okay. Now better after that, okay, after that I want to paste it. I want to add some of the field, like I want to add some of the fake data for the phone. Okay, that will be our field name, database field name, and field area. I want to create some of the fake number. If you want to generate some of the fake number, then also they have another function as a phone number. Okay, phone number. So that will be as a phone number. Now it should be created one of the phone number in particular that area. Great. And then I want to add that another one as the address. So that is our database field name. Here I want to create another fake address. So that will be as an address. Okay, that will be as an address, fake address. Now I want to create. And then for the photo, you can also do this work, like I use it as a photo. Okay, that will be as a photo. And for the photo, I want to create some of the fake image. So there is another function as an image URL. Okay, image and then URL. So that is an image URL, like as a 60 by 60 I want to create. So that will be as a 60 by 60. Okay, I want to use it as a 60 by 60. Great. Now this type of one of the image that will be generated. So make that sure spelling is correct as a image, okay, image and then URL. Great. And then I want to add our another field as a role. Okay, role, and role field will be, I want to create some of the randomized fake our element. So there is also another function as a random element. Okay, that will be as a random element. Random element will be our which one. Here you can also assign it, like that will be create a random element as a admin. Rather than that will be generated as a agent, AZENT, right? Agent. Rather than that will be generated as a user. That's all. Okay, that will be created on the random element. So now perfect. And also our another field as a status field will be the same. I want to create that random element will be as a active or inactive. Okay, sorry, that will be as a active or that will be as inactive. Okay, great. Now this type of one of the active inactive, automatically that will be created. Rather than random element will be created as a admin, agent, and then the user. Great. Okay, great. So that's all. And the photo, image, fake image will be generated. Everything will be in here. Okay, friend. So make that sure you update it. So that's all. Okay, that's all. And also there is some of the str by default. Automatically it's now supported as a str, which is fine. Okay, which is fine. And now we have to work in our main position. Like first of all, I want to save it. Click as a save all. Right now it's successfully saved. Rest of this will be same. And now we have to go to our main seeder as a database seeder. So into the database seeder, now we have to call this function. Like you can see, there is a void as a app model as a user. By default that will be as a comment. I want to better make it as a comment out. And in here I want to access it. So if you want to access it, then that will be as a this. Okay, then that will be as a this. And then we have to call. We have to call our which one. Here we have to call that I have already created one of the seeder as a users table seeder. Here now we have to call this class. So if you want to call it, that will be as users. Make that sure spelling is correct. So that will be users table seeder. Okay, seeder. So that will be our user table seeder class. So I simply call this class. Okay, make that sure you load it. That will be the or this, and then the call our user table seeder. So that is our user table seeder, and here also I allocated 3 of this our user, and make that sure you load it, and that is our class. And in our app model, in our factory, how many user by default that will be created. Like here I have created in particular that position as a 3, and now our all that fake data will be randomized created. How many user? You can also assign it by default, that will be as a 10. Right now I make it as a 5. That means that will be generated some of the fake data as a 5, and also here I have used it as a 3. That means 5 and 3, that will be created 8 total data, right? So friend, that's all you have to do. Okay, now let's check this out. Everything is successfully working or not. If you want to check it, click as a save all, and now I want to run it over again. Right now I have already before migrated, right? Here right now we have to actually remigrate it. That means if you go, if you make it as a PHP artisan and migrate RATE, now click as enter, it should be displayed as a nothing to migrate, because here I didn't change anything, right? So for the reasons we have to refresh it. So here if you want to refresh, then that will be as a PHP artisan and then migrate. Okay, migrate, and migrate will be as a fresh. Okay, that means whatever the data right now table you have, it will be again migrate your all the database table. So I make it as a fresh sh, okay, fresh. So that will be as a fresh. That means right now our migration will be again fresh, and after that I want to seed it. Okay, then that will be as a seed, SWD. Right now that will be refresh our total migrations, and again now that will be store all that our demo data. Okay, so make that sure you save it. So I have already saved it. Now let's check this out, it's successfully working or not. Now click as the enter, and now you can see dropping all that our previous table, and then again it's migrate, and after that that is seeding our data from to the users table seeder, right? And also now it's showing our total time. Perfect. Now let's check this out, friend. If you now go again, now our user table, if you now refresh it, yes, you can see it's now successfully inserted our total 8 data. You can see that is the 8 data. So it's generated, that is a 5 fake data. So that is the 5 fake data. You can see automatically generated some of the name, it generated some of the email address, and also some of the images, phone number, address, and also role, and then status. By default it's now generated. So it's generated as a 5 because of all here I have already allocated that 5 our fake data that will be comes from to the our user factory. And also in our user seeder here I have created 3, right? That is our 1, 2, and then 3. And now if you go, as I told you, everything will be very clear, and you can see it's also now inserted that data as a admin, agent, and then the username I have already added. I have added that email address, that is all that are fake. Now our data, you can see that is admin at gmail.com, hash make password as a 11, role will be as a admin, status will be as active. Now if you go, you can see email address, the admin, the username, and also password. You can see that is one created around the hash password. For the reason it's now generated around the hash encrypted password, but it means that as a 111. And photo I have already made that all that field as a nullable. For the reasons here you can see it's now inserted as a null. Great. And role, you can see assign that role as admin data as a admin role and active. Great. I hope, friend, every part is very much clear to you. Okay, here we successfully done this job. Now we have to also check our registration is working or not, because if you go to our table here I have already make it one thing. So our role will be as a default user will be as a user, right? Now let's check this out, and also default that should be as active. I want to check it. If you now go to our project, I want to refresh. Okay, I want to refresh, and first of all I want to register it. If you go to that register, I want to, for education purpose, I want to make it as a test. Okay, that will be as a test, email as a test@gmail.com, and then password I make it as a udemy 12345, Udemy 1 2 3 4 5. Now let's check this out. If you click as a register, now that should be registered. Yes, you can see right now we are successfully registered, and now it's returned redirect to our dashboard. It's now successfully visible. And if you now go to the profile, now everything will be more clear. By that, Breeze by default actually created this type of one of the things, that is a profile page. From here you can update that profile, update the password, delete account, and that is all the default one. If you go to that our route into the web route, you can see there is actually by default provided this all that page. Okay, great. And into the view, into the component, that is actually all that our default page. So don't worry, laterally we will actually remove everything. We will create as per our demand. Now if you go to our database, now that should be another user as a 9. If you now go to that browse, and now you can see right now new user is added as a test, right? And now if you go, yes, you can see by default role as a user role and status as a active. Okay friend, that means all that our condition, everything is successfully now working. So right now that is for the user, right? So that is for the user. Now from here, if you log out, if you want to log in, and now if you log in with the email, I have used it as a test@gmail.com and password Udemy 1 2 3 4 5. Now logged in. Yes, successfully logged in, and that is for the user dashboard. And also if you log out, I have already inserted some of the data, demo data as a user, right? Now I want to also log in with the user @gmail.com and password Udemy12345. Now logged in. Yeah, you can see it's also successfully getting that our error because of all for the user. I have already used one of the password. Remember, I have used that password that should be as a 111, right? So also it's successfully getting our credential error, so I make it as 111. Now logged in. Yes, you can see it's now successfully logged in. Great. So right now friend, that is for the user, right? So that is for the user dashboard. Now I want to also create another dashboard for the admin. Also I want to create another dashboard for the agent, because that will be as a multi-user authentication system. So how to do this work in our next video, step by step, I will show you everything with the live example. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.